Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see what we got on the market today. So there was unemployment claims this morning. It was a little bit less volatile than I would have hoped. I thought that it was going to be a little bit stronger of a move, but it obviously wasn't. What do I expect for the rest of today? Okay, so we do have this gap here that formed from Tuesday night to pretty much Wednesday morning. It's like a volume imbalance on the hourly. So I think this is probably an area for the market to go to. Label this as a VI here. Now there hasn't really been much that has moved. The market movement hasn't been strong from the unemployment claims. I thought it would be a little bit bigger of a move. But I would love to see this general area get tested. Let me see something here. So from yesterday, you guys can see that I called out that we were probably not going to hit this high just yet. I think we were going to have some kind of a manipulation move, and I wouldn't be surprised today if we manipulate to the upside and then we have a down move. So let me draw the 50%. So there's two 50% levels so far that I'm noticing here. Number one is right here. And then number two is this leg right here. So those will probably hit at some point. And then I would love to see 50% of the entire leg hit as well. So that would pretty much mean that this high to this low right here. And that comes out to, where is this? Right here. So right next to this sell side liquidity right here. I would love to see this hit at some point soon. So yeah, we'll see what happens. On the 1 minute chart, you can see where unemployment claims came out. We have the data high right here, and we have the data low right here. So what you could look for here as a setup is wait for one of these to hit, and then you can target the other one. So we have our data high here, and we have our data low here. So let's see which one hits first, and then we can look for a move to the opposite one. I think there's a small possibility, guys, that today could be a sell day. I'm not 100%, obviously, nobody knows for sure, but there is a chance that today will be a sell day. see if we can find any equal lows anywhere. So no equal lows are forming anywhere here. Let me find the equal highs and equal lows tab and see if anything popped up. Oh, wait, am I tripping? We do have perfect equal lows at the data lows. That's pretty wild. All right, so what I'm gonna look for, guys, if we can get a sweep above this data high, then I'm gonna look for a short setup down to the equal lows, if we can get it. So we'll wait for this to sweep, and then we'll get some kind of a fair value gap setup down to the data lows. Yo, what's up, Kay? Good morning. Oh, and we have tons of equal highs, guys. Wow. Sheesh. So there's only a few that I like here. So I love these right here. I love these two. So I'm going to label these two right here as equal highs. And then I'm going to label these as equal highs right here. This is really good. These ones I don't like so much. They're too close to each other. These ones I don't like. They're too close to each other. And apart from that, we don't have any other ones that formed. And yeah, so I think there'll be some interesting setups this morning. But I would love to see something like this, right? Target the data highs and then go down. At this point, it looks like the move is really subdued. There's not a lot going on here. So I want to probably wait till market open to see anything, honestly. But yeah, maybe what we'll get today, guys, is a sweep of these equal highs and then a dump afterwards. But you can see that the equal lows that formed here, I will label these in red. Whoops. Hold on. All right, label these in a sell side. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. Let me get rid of these equal highs and equal lows now. All right, so you guys can see here, I'm showing you guys right now before this happens. When you have perfect equal lows in the market, I'm gonna remove the data low here. But this is the data low and it's perfect equal lows. So this is a magnet for price. So one of two things will happen here, I think. Number one, we'll sweep them and then we'll target the data high and maybe the equal highs, or we'll come up and sweep the data highs and maybe the equal highs and then get a short from there or here. We'll see. But I'm looking for a very clean IFVG setup to go down. Kay says, I'm in a buy from 9:15, 15-minute candle. Oh, you took this inversion? Interesting, Kay. Technically, this is good. We did sweep this low. Yeah, the reason I'm not a huge fan of it, well, first of all, we're in premium of this whole range. So if you guys notice, where is the 50%? So, sorry, I'm going to draw it out. There's a few different ones, guys, but technically the 50% of this whole range from this high to this low is right here. I'm going to delete all these. It's kind of confusing me right now. But at minimum, right, if we even draw it from here, this low to this high, the 50% of the range is here. So I'd love to see the long setup happen from below this level. So that's pretty much the main reason I don't like this. Also, we just kind of started a sell program, so not the biggest fan, K, to be honest, but it's not terrible. But you can see what happens after this. We closed above it right here, then we're closing below it, then we're closing above it. So I would have been out of this trade as soon as that happened right there. Also, keep in mind there's a new week opening gap right here. So the odds of us rejecting from here, there's no other ones that I see until up here, and we've already rejected it. So the odds of this being a rejection spot to take us lower are pretty high, especially because, like I said, 50% of that range is right here. So these are the two spots that I'm looking for longs to eventually get up to this high and then eventually get up to the equal highs that are up here. So hope you understand KY, that's not the best setup. And you shouldn't be in that trade anymore because there's already been a 15-minute close back below, right? Does everybody get that? There was a 15, so I'm going to delete this box here so it's cleaner for you guys. But there was a 15-minute fair value gap right here. 1, 2. Draw it out in time. That's the fair value gap. Now, the theory behind my trading system is if you get one of these and you close above it, then you should target the next internal high, which technically is right here. However, and it could work. However, the issue with it is that we're still in premium of this whole range. So these 15-minute setups are best below the 50% of the leg, right? So I'm drawing it from the low to the high. And then, of course, there's the 50% of the whole leg, which is down here, which I would love to see as well. And so especially on these higher time frame setups, it's more dangerous to take the higher time frame ones because let's say we're extra bearish here and you're waiting for a 15-minute close. This down move could be massive. And so by the time you stop out the trade, we could already be all the way down here. So it's very like suspect and you can lose a lot of money doing this. So especially when you're doing higher time frame setups, guys, wait for a discount of the range and a very obvious sell side liquidity to get swept. Yes, Kay was right. This sell side did get swept. It's obvious, but we're in heavy premium of this range, so it's not as optimal. So I hope that makes sense, guys. But right now, I'm just looking for one of these areas to get swept. So this is the data candle, right? At 8:30, this high formed, and then we also dumped and formed this low, right? The 8:30 candle was unemployment claims. So when you see this at 8:30, guys, again, if you're new to this channel, I'm going to point it out here on Forex Factory. So if you've never used this website, you need to use this. Every single week, I use this in my Discord, and I tell members what days are going to be best to trade. Today is the 23rd, and you can see here at 8:30 we had unemployment claims. It's a red folder news. So when you see these red folders in the market, these are the times where the market typically moves. Also, guys, I didn't even see this. Thank God I pulled this up. At 11 a.m., we have President Trump speaking. So I don't know if you guys are around and trading during Trump's last presidency, but when that man talks, the market goes ballistic. Sometimes. And sometimes even when he's not on the calendar, he'll just randomly tweet something and the market will go crazy. So you guys have to be super careful today, in my opinion. Just be careful with what he says. But always look for red folder news. But anyways, my setup is I look for the low or the high of the news candles to get swept, one or the other, and then I look to target the opposite. So let's say we target the highs first. I'll look for an inverse fair value gap setup on the lower time frames to target the lows. And not only are there lows here, but they're perfect equal lows that formed. From this candle, if you look at the low section right here, the low is 21,876.50, and then here it is 21,876.50. So perfect equal lows are a magnet for price. So the market is likely to drive down to the equal lows, especially if we get the data highs first. Kelly says, but my stop loss is on break even. Okay, but the thing that I'm saying, Kay, is that if you entered here and the trade closed below, then you should already be out of this trade. There's no reason to be in this anymore, right? The trade is invalid, and we closed below this 15 minute. So this is not a valid trade. But at least your stop is at break even. But at some point here, you were in drawdown and you didn't. Here's the issue, okay? At some point, if you entered here, at some point you were in drawdown here and it was a losing trade and you didn't close out the position. To me, that's emotional trading because you're not following the system. And if you keep doing that, eventually you're going to lose pretty big and it's going to completely destroy all the money you've been working for. So that's the problem with the fact that your stop is at break even here, because I know that at this point, you decided that I'm going to keep holding this position even though I know it's a losing trade. That's the problem with that. Okay, guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. That is an emotional decision. And in trading, emotions are not rewarded ever. Well, they are sometimes, but over 100 trades, emotional decisions will not be rewarded. You will be red. 100% certainty. Okay, guys, so we're being patient and waiting to see which one gets swept first, and then we'll look for a setup. But again, we're getting close to market open. It's already 6:06, so who knows if we'll get a setup. Let's see how the rest of the market's doing. Okay, guys, I wanted to point this out. So I haven't called this in the Discord yet, but this is a stock that I'm really liking for a potential move higher. I called this on X yesterday, but this is Wynn. It's a Las Vegas hotel. And they have hotels in other places too. I think in Asia. Or in China. I don't know, in China. I'm not sure. But you can see here that we've been in a downtrend since 2018, but pretty much since 2014, making higher lows. I mean, lower highs. And we are going down on declining volume, trading into this 3-month fair value gap. Let me just see what the adjusted chart looks like. They're all the same. Eventually, I think this is going to break out to the upside. And so I'm potentially looking to add a swing trade here in this area. We'll see, but I might alert the Discord about this one. Another one, NEE. I actually kind of like this one. Also forming this trend line. This is like an energy company. They do a lot of solar. I think this has potential upside in the future for sure. And there was one more thing that I wanted to look at. Wow, Tesla doing pretty poorly right now. Not poorly, but poorly for the day. Right, back at 12.95. What is Enphase doing today? Anyone see Enphase? I'm losing my mind. Here it is. Down to 60.74. There's sell side liquidity here at 58 that we could potentially hit, guys. And then from there, it's actually lower. It's at 58 something, and maybe we can get a big reversal from there. We'll see. I'll call that in the Discord, obviously. Okay, so if we sweep this sell side, guys, then I will look for an upside trade. But again, we're getting close to market opens, so I have to decide if I'm going to take a trade. If we get past 615 and we haven't swept sell side yet, I will not look for anything. But we'll see. So, Kay, are you still in the trade? You didn't answer after I said that you shouldn't be in the trade. Okay, do you understand though why that's not a good trade? And I don't understand, how would you be up 65 if you entered on the 15-minute candle close? The market's down here, so how are you positive? right? This is the entry for the 15-minute candle. And we're all the way down here. So you should be negative on this trade. That's not good, Kay. Guys, don't front run trades. Unless you're so confident, don't front run. There was no reason to front run this trade. We're in premium of the range. We swept some sell side, but this isn't considered major sell side. This is major sell side right here. It's very dangerous to front run unless you're super confident. And if you do it with much smaller size. So I'm going to go on a limb here, guys, and say that I'm going to predict this. Again, this is not a trade, but I'm just saying I have a feeling that today is going to be a sell day. Our Asia and London actually had a pretty big down move here, and we do have equal highs here, but I have a feeling that maybe we induce long, we come close to these equal highs, and we dump. Or there's a possibility that we just keep going down from here. We did sweep this high right here, and I think we swept this high as well, and we completely collapsed from there. So yeah, I have a feeling, guys, that they're just going to leave these equal highs today, and a lot of people are going to try and take a setup up to them, and they're going to get smoked. Now again, this is just a prediction. There is no model for this, but I am going to predict that these are going to be left, and the data highs are going to be left, and we're going to sell off today. Where is the target for me on the sell-off? I would love to see this volume imbalance get hit, and then from there, I would love to see these lows get swept. This low, I think these are equal lows right here. Let me see if I can find them again. Not equal, but there's just a perfect sell side liquidity right here. So I'm going to go out a limb and say that that's going to get swept. So let's see if I'm right, guys. I'm actually really excited for today. I'm looking for an A+ short setup. I am excited. I think there's going to be movement. I also think that they're going to try and do the whole thing where the first time that Trump speaks, or not the first time, but when he has his talk during the week, they're probably just going to dump the markets just to give a negative impression of his speech. But we'll see. Okay, guys, so it's already 6:15. I'm not going to be taking a trade until market open now. But let's see if I am correct. Let's see if we get some kind of a manipulation move higher and then we get a dump. I think that's going to happen today. Or we might just completely dump without going to this. But that's what I think is going to happen. Guys, is anyone else in the chat taking a trade today, or is it just K? Guys, don't be afraid to tell me if you took a trade too. If I'll call you out. I'll tell you if it's a good or a bad trade. What are you gonna cry if I tell you it's a bad trade? If it was me and I wasn't experienced and I wanted somebody to help me with trading, you have to be able to take criticism and learn if your trade is good or bad, right? So guys, if I'm not talking right now and you know why, it's because there's literally nothing here. I need to see liquidity get swept. Nothing is going to happen in this market until something is hit, right? Whether it be the equal highs, whether it be the highs right here, whether it be the equal lows. Something needs to hit before anything happens. Wow, I'm checking out the new Tesla Model 3 or Model Y. It looks sick. Looks really good. Who's getting a Tesla Model Y? I think I might have to. Do, 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 do. Damn. Sorry, guys, if your mic is loud. I got allergies. Come on, market, let's go. We got 10 minutes left until market open, guys. Oh my god. Ah. So, you guys know how Roaring Kitty keeps posting stuff on X? He's like the boy who cried wolf. If you guys don't know who Roaring Kitty is, he's the guy that owns GME stock. And every time he posts, so he waited like years to post. The first time he posted, the market moved up. GME moved up to like $80 a share. It was a crazy move. And every time he's posted since, you see less and less and less and less of a move. All right, so we're about to sweep sell side liquidity. I think there will probably be a reversal setup here. Excuse me. I'm going to delete this 15-minute fair value gap. If we get a close above this, guys, I don't think that's a bad long up to the equal highs. But what I'm going to guess is going to happen here, guys, is maybe we get a move up above this high, and that's where I would take profits on a trade personally. So let's see what happens after the equal lows are swept. Okay, so no sweep of sell side. So NQ right now is 44% long, 56% short. Very interesting. Market is picking up right now, right before market open. So I would not take this inverse, guys. I mean, it's probably going to work up to this high, but I still don't think it's A+. right? If we get a 1 minute inverse to get up here, I'd love to see these equal lows get swept first before I take anything, if I even do. I'll probably wait 10 minutes after market open to even consider something. But I have a feeling, guys, that today is going to be a sell day. Like I said before, just structurally, if we look at what happened here, I mean, we're in an intraday sell program, daily sell program. We had a big rejection. We could come up and test these, but my guess is that we're going to come maybe close to one of these, and then we're going to reject down into this volume imbalance. That's going to be my target for today. So we'll see what we get. There is going to be a 1 minute inverse here, but guys, there's 4 minutes till market open. I am not taking this personally, but you can do whatever you want. Technically, this is an entry, but there was no major liquidity sweep. We did sweep this low, but I'd rather have seen the equal lows get swept first. Not just one little long here. Or not just one little 1 minute inverse after this was swept. This is what I say when I mean you have to understand liquidity. Oh my goodness. So look at this, guys. We got to close back below the 1 minute, so this trade is invalidated now. Do you see why I'm not entering this? It's not a high probability setup. Yes, we swept a tiny set of liquidity here, but we need to sweep major liquidity before getting a reversal. So what I'm going to guess happens, guys, is that right at market open, we're going to dump to this liquidity and maybe get an inverse somewhere in this general area, come close to these equal highs, and then dump. That's what I'm going to guess happens, but let's see if I'm right or wrong. And one of these really cool things, guys, on this Top Step account, I just got this the other day. There's this thing called the tilt, and you can see what percent of people are long and short. It's just very interesting. So your best conviction trades are long are going to be when the majority of traders are short. So just a heads up, guys. Just a good little indicator to have. But it's really interesting because ES, 59% of people are long, but NQ, 54% of people are short. So the majority are short NQ, and the majority are long ES. Okay, so the market's going to open in pretty much a minute, guys. So let's see what happens. How's AMD doing? Oh, AMD sold off quite a bit from yesterday. Wow. How about ASML? What's it doing? Ooh, ASML with a pretty big sell-off. Wow. Very interesting. Okay, guys, so let's see what happens at 6:30. Looks like we're probably going to go up to these highs, but who knows? All right, guys, we're about to start. All right, market open. Let's see what happens. Very close to sell side sweep. Let's see. Oh, we got it on NQ. Okay. I would not be surprised to see this get hit now. Okay, big dump. So we obviously have this 15-minute low here. This is Asia low. I mean London low. So let's see if we can even get down there. And then look for a reversal from that point. We also, again, have yesterday's London low below that. So these are the two sell-side liquidities that I'm looking at right now. But I have a strong feeling, guys, that this is going to be a sell day. Again, I'm not 100% confident, but I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so far there is no setup anywhere to these equal highs, but let's see if we get something. I have a feeling they're going to induce the market and try and take... This is, I think, liquidity for the day. I think, again, guys, this is going to be a sell day. And, yeah, I would not be surprised if they leave these equal highs. But, again, this is all complete guessing right now. There's no model, no setup, no nothing. Okay, so guys, even if I want to take a setup here, we closed above this 1 minute and we closed below it. Now we swept sell side and we have no new fair value gaps in this leg, right? So there's no setup for me to go to these equal highs, even if I wanted to. So just a forewarning. And again, we do have more equal highs above, okay? And I would love to see these hit too, but I have no idea what's going to happen right now. No idea at this point in time. I've told you guys many times there are going to be times when I am very confident in where the market's going. And right now, we're in the middle of no man's land. I think we're probably going to go down here. But how we end up getting there is going to be the tough call. I think there's going to be some kind of manipulation in this general area. We have an hourly fair value gap right here that maybe we try and test. But right now, I do not know. We're getting a decent push up here. So again, guys, there is no setup to target these highs. There's nothing at all. Okay, guys, so again, there's no setup here. We closed above this 1 minute inverse and we closed back below. It swept sell side. There's no more inverses in this leg. So yes, it was possible these would hit, but there's nothing A plus to them. So we got to wait for an A plus setup, ladies and gentlemen. There was a 5 minute inverse here. Not so great. We have a new week opening gap here. Technically, this 5 minute inverse could have been a long, but I don't like it, personally. You guys can do what you want with your money. But especially when I think we're in a sell program, potentially, and we have a new week opening gap before data high, I am not trying to long this. So we also have a 4-hour gap that's basically forming here. We have to wait until 10, which is in 26 minutes for the 4-hour to form, but we'll see what happens. So again, guys, no setup yet. There's nothing here. Even if you wanted to take this trade, yes, there was a 5 minute fair value gap here. We closed above it. We did sweep these equal highs, but you can see here that we are now rejecting and you would have been stopped out of your trade. So again, this is just like, this is such bad price action. Look at what you're looking at right here. This is literally just barcoding. If I go like this, look what it looks like. It's terrible. This is not where you want to be trading. You do not want to be entering a trade here. This is where you get chopped up. I'm telling you guys. And it's amazing. The old me would have probably taken 5 trades by this point. It's just wild, and it's only 6:38, 9:38 Eastern. If you watched me trade a few years ago, before I was profitable, I would be trying to take every single move here. I'd be trying to take the equal highs, be trying to take the data highs. There's zero setups here, guys. Zero, nothing. Look at this price action. This is terrible. There's nothing here. Okay, so let's see if we get the data high, guys. And maybe we get a rejection from this hourly. I'm not sure. We'll see. We shall see. We have another hourly fair value gap that we're trading to now. The high of the hourly is pretty much where we're trading here. It's right next to the new week opening gap. So do not be surprised to see a rejection somewhere here. Do not be surprised. Again, am I trying to take anything here? No, there's nothing that I see, nothing that gives me confidence. We did technically inverse this fair value gap on this candle, but you see we closed above it here, and then we closed below it. Now we're closing above it. Nothing here interests me. Why do I want to be part of this? You guys understand that? There's a new week opening gap here. First of all, we had this one. We closed above it, closed below it. Second of all, we're in the 15. We have this 50-minute gap right here. And look, we closed above it, closed below it, closed above it, closed below it. This, to me, is like search and destroy, seek and destroy. It's terrible price action that I do not want to be a part of. And I'm telling you guys, as you trade for longer, you will realize what good price action is and what bad price action is. And this is not good price action. This is what you want to skip. Have peace of mind, not be literally like... This will put you in shambles if you trade this. Wow, what a day, guys, already. I can see this is... I mean, what's probably going to happen, if I had to guess, the AM session is going to be really bad, and then the PM session is going to be good. Unless we start getting big movement at some time soon, I think it's going to be pretty bad. Also, keep in mind, guys, we do have Trump speaking at 11, so I'm actually going to label that with a vertical line. Where's 11 o'clock? So at 11, we have the Trump speech. Trump speaking. Can I label this with text or no? Trump speaking. Okay, so we have that here. Watch what happens at 11 o'clock. You'll see the market will probably start to move. But again, guys, this is not the time to be trading. Again, look at the 15-minute fair value gap that we just formed not so long ago at the 315 area. We closed above it right here. I'm going to label it one more time for you guys to see before deleting it. We closed above the fair value gap, then we closed below it. Then we're closing above it, then we close below it. Then we close above it, then we close below it. Then we close above it. Like, this is such shitty price action. There's no reason to be a part of this. Once this data high gets swept, maybe we come up to this hourly fair value gap. Maybe we come up to the equal highs. That is where I'll be looking for a trade. And what am I expecting today? Well, I don't know for sure just yet, obviously, but I would love to see a rejection from this hourly fair value gap to continue down. We have lots of lows. And yeah, we could reject from this new week opening gap. It's possible that we never hit the data high, but I'm not entirely confident just yet. This is not a ideal spot to be in the market. Okay, so let's see if the data highs hit. Imagine being part of this, guys. This is literally the worst price action ever. Look at these candles. Up and down and up and down. There's no clean delivery anywhere. There's no fair value gaps forming. This is how you guys know if price action is going to be bad. This first fair value gap that formed today, we closed above and immediately closed below. Like there's no direction. Nothing here is signifying clean price action. You guys need to learn to distinguish between good price action and bad, and this is but terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay, are you still in this trade? Or did you close it out? Or did you get stopped out for break even? Wow, so apparently 73% of people are long NQ right now. 73%. What does that tell you guys? That's probably going to happen. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. On Top Step under the tilt section, 69% now are long. 65% long ES, 69% on NQ. Now, does that mean that the market's going to dump? No, but always try and be on the opposite side of those types of trades. If there's a setup, there's nothing here, guys. So would I take a short? No, but I'm just telling you that it's possible that we don't. But I need to see some kind of a model form. Yo, who's in this chat right now? Somebody entertain me. I'm bored. We're not taking anything here. Somebody tell me something. How was your day so far? How are your trades? Did somebody take anything? Or are you all just like watching blankly? Like robots. And in fact, I'm convinced most people in here are probably bots, but you never know. You never know. Sean, up 200. Oh, here we go. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Sean's up 200. Sean, what did you take today? What was your trading setup? Did you trade ICT? Hell yeah, bro. Got lucky. Let's go. Gear grind. Good morning. Wow, now the chat's waking up. That's crazy. I was talking to myself. I like that Sean was honest that he got lucky on a trade. Oh, that's so funny. Good morning, Gear Grind, straight from South Africa. For him, it's afternoon, though, as we discussed yesterday. Sean said, I thought I had a good setup. What type of trading do you do, Sean? Are you an ICT trader? Or do you trade something else? So guys, we're trading above a potential hourly gap here, which means we'll probably trade into this one. Following me. Oh wow. What did you take this short down to the equal lows? Yeah, good bro. Learning IFGs is awesome. It takes a long time to learn them properly, but yeah. I'm curious to know which IFEG that I called out you took. No, on the YM. I didn't look at YM today. Did I? I don't think so. Yesterday on NQ. Oh, okay, so you did it on your own. bro. At least you guys are getting confident enough to take your own positions. Ooh. Followed your call yesterday and went up 900. Let's go. That's awesome. Wow. Tried your own this morning on YM. So you're up $1,100 over the last 2 days. YM shot straight up from open. Interesting. I don't know. I don't trade YM. It's pretty volatile. I mean, not volatile. It's pretty dormant most of the time. I only trade NQ, guys, personally. But if you guys see the setups form on others' charts, by all means. ES is obviously stronger than NQ here. I mean, if you guys look at the 15-minute chart, look at where this leg of price formed, and you can see on ES, we're pretty much higher than it already, right? We're higher than London. So ES is significantly stronger than NQ right now. So if you guys are looking for shorts, I would probably suggest taking it on NQ. But yeah, we'll see what happens today. So far, very lackluster price action. Nothing moving in the direction that we want it to, because it's just chopping around. The data high is likely to hit, but again, where is the setup here? There is 0. This 5-minute ended up working, but you can see that we wicked down and stopped out most people because we traded above these equal highs, and then we did this. I think there ought to be a big flip on YM. What do you mean flip? Like people trading it, or that it's going to reverse today? Ooh. Jeez, guys. These are the types of days where I'm like, why am I even live streaming? This is so bad. So again, guys, for those of you who don't know, if the AM session is really bad, normally we get a good PM session. So I might do a stream later as well, but we'll see. We will see. Did we leave equal highs here? Oh, we left equal highs here as well. What a lame session so far. Okay, 830 low got hit. Or 830 open, sorry. Delete this 15-minute gap again. Where's midnight? Oh, midnight's up here. So maybe we get up to midnight, guys. It's possible. And we'll look for a short somewhere in this general range. Remember, guys, we have Trump speaking at 11, so I think there'll be volatility. Maybe the market is consolidating, waiting for this. I don't know, but I don't know what else would be going on here. Whoops. Don't you guys just hate when the market doesn't do anything? It's like the worst feeling. It's not the worst feeling in the world, but it's just so annoying. It's like, just do something. I like to make streams interesting. Again, I know you guys know I'm here to educate you, not to entertain you, but I'd hope that the market just moves, you know, so we're not just sitting. But it does teach you discipline, that's for sure, and patience. Like, look what the market's done the whole morning. Nothing. It's literally done nothing. Who's been patient today? Who hasn't taken a single trade? And who's been impatient and clicked a button? Do do no no do 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 do. Okay, let me look at the other time frames here and see if there's anything I'm missing. Nothing. Look at this. All these wicks. There's no fair value gaps forming anywhere. We have a 30-minute gap that we traded into twice, formed equal highs. Also, look at the hourly we traded into and we're rejecting from now. Would not be surprised, guys, if we dump. Would not be surprised, but there has been no setup for me to take anything, so we sit and we wait. Even though I honestly would not be surprised if this just collapses, but again, am I going to take anything? No. I told you guys I predict it's probably going to be a sell day. Could it be? Yes. Could this be a fake move? Yes. Again, we're only taking trades when there's a setup. Right? Everything else is speculation. Sheesh. Oh, Zach's looking at the tilt too, huh? By the way, Zach, thanks for you and I think it was maybe it was Javier or somebody that told me about Top Step X. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna try and open some evals. I'm gonna try and pass some evals on there and get funded through Top Step as well. I'm funded on Apex and my funded futures, so I want to get funded accounts on everything. But I especially love the feature that you can limit the amount of trades you take per day. That is awesome. Okay, so there's a 1 minute inverse forming here, guys, to the data highs. If you want to try something, you can try this. I don't particularly like it personally, but you can do whatever you want with your accounts. We do have equal highs up here, but right now my bias is really bearish, so I don't really want to be taking any highs. What I'd prefer to see, not taking any longs, what I prefer to see is a sweep of these and then to get a short setup. Did ES take its data high, guys? Ooh, so there is an SMT right now with ES. Okay, there is an SMT. I repeat, there is an SMT. You can see that one makes a lower low and one makes a higher high and one makes a lower high. But this is technically a 1 minute IFEG if we close above. Why am I connecting to my iPhone right now? I did not ask to do that. So there is no close yet. We got 30 seconds left, but let's see what happens with this candle. Let's see if this works or not. Again, am not taking this type of setup. It's not something I'm comfortable with. My bias is bearish, and this could be inducement. So personally not taking this, but up to you to do what you want. We have an SMT with ES. So why would I try and take this long? I don't know why anyone would be trying that. Do, do, do. Again, I hope the data highs hit and the equal highs hit, and so we can get some kind of a setup later to short. But I am guessing that this is going to dump us. Again, it's a guess. I'm not saying to take anything. There's nothing here to take, but we'll see. Watch this just collapse. I think that'd be so funny. So right now it's about 50-50 long versus short on the tilt. But you guys can see when the market was at when the market was up here, we got 78% long, and now a lot of people have closed out their positions. So if this fully red candle closes below, guys, I have a very strong feeling that we're going down to London lows and that we're going lower than that. Do not be surprised, guys, if this completely dumps. You see how I said not to take this 1 minute inverse? Everybody who's long right now is getting stuffed out right now. They're praying that this low is not going to get swept, but it's going to get swept. And there is the sweep of the low. And I think this is just going to keep on dumping. Guys, do not be surprised to see the market collapse here. I'm not saying it's going to, but don't be surprised. Trade into this 1 minute for value gap possibly and then go down. Do you guys see how unanimated I am when the market is just behaving terribly? It like drains my energy. I get so excited when there's a good day. And when this happens, I'm sitting at the computer and nothing is happening. It's the worst. I'll try not to complain, but like, we want good PA, right? Okay, maybe we do get a nice inverse. We got a low that was swept here, and then we're getting a 1 minute inverse. This is not a terrible long. But again, no major sell side was swept yet. Very hard to take this. Muy difícil. So let's say we get this 1 minute inverse. Study how this behaves, guys. When we're in this type of area in the market, right? We're in the start of a potential sell program. Pay attention to if this is an inducement or not. Look at how we're rejecting this new week opening gap and this hourly too. I really do have a feeling, guys, that this is going to be a fake up move and that they're going to dump the markets. Do I trade on a feeling? No, but I'm just saying that it looks like that to me. After much time in the markets. More people are short than long now. Interesting. Oh my god. Slow grind down. So we're trading into this 1 minute and rejecting, obviously. My goodness. Who else is in pain watching this, or is it just me? Am I just being a baby? Or is this painful for you guys? Oh my god. 64% short NQ. So what I would love to see, guys, would be some kind of an inducement into this hourly fair value gap, and then a real move down. That would be really good. So if this 1 minute inverse is the upside, you guys can try along if you want. Stop to break even at these highs. I am not going to personally, but I would not be surprised to see this work. This candle closes in less than a minute, so we need to see the 1 minute close above, obviously. The new week opening gap is here. Okay, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. No close above. I really want to see some kind of a move that changes the tilt to most people long the markets. Right now, only 42% of people are long. So if the market's going to dump, they're not getting the most liquidity out of it, right? So hopefully we get some kind of an inducement. But you can see this consolidation. I want to see a manipulation and then distribution. So that would entail us taking out the data highs and the equal highs, maybe trading into this hourly gap, looking like we're going to hit these equal highs and then reject. Do do do. Oh my goodness. You know, a lot of people are talking about it being a volatile 2025. Markets are going to move. And then we get this. What's that all about? Oh my god, I can't imagine how many people are crying on X right now. What do you guys do to entertain yourselves when the market is doing this? Like, what is instead of looking at my screen, maybe I'm entertaining you, I don't know, I doubt it. But if you're not being entertained by me, what else are you looking at right now that's stopping you from punching the screen or clicking a button? How do you guys distract yourselves from this nonsense? Oh, are you finally getting a 1 minute inverse here? Simon. Oh, Simon's here. What's up? Simon codes on the side. That's good, bro. That is good. That is good. We got 1 minute until this close. Nothing has changed on NQ. Everyone's still short. Oh, 50-50 now. Ryan took the breakout on gold or GS, whatever that is. A few days ago, and he's enjoying it, watching it go up. Yeah, that's always fun too. Okay, guys, so there's the 1 minute inverse to the upside. Technically, this should be a long setup. I don't like it personally. Oh, Goldman Sachs. But I would not be surprised if this pushes us up to the data highs. I'm going to take it with 1 MNQ on one of my funded accounts.
Order filled.
How do I get rid of that sound? Also, how do you set limit orders on Top Step? It's only giving me the option to save a horizontal line. Let's go, Simon. I'm happy to see that you'll be around more. So if this 1 minute closes back below, guys, this trade will be invalidated. But I do feel like this is going to go up. Again, this is 1 MNQ, 1 micro I'm taking this because of how unconfident I am with this 1 minute setup. Stop loss will be a close back below the fair value gap, obviously, on the 1 minute chart. We did just sweep these sets of highs right here, so do not be surprised if we reject, but I would love to see these get swept. Guys, how do you set a limit order on Top Step? Does anybody know? Anyone? So, like, right now, I'll show you guys this 1 micro that I took here. So I'm using Top Step X. So, like, if I wanted to set a limit order and have this position get closed when the fair value gap gets closed below, how do I, like, sell my order up here if I wanted to? I have to close it like this? Because if I, like, click the plus button, it just gives me an option to draw a line. So if I do, like, 21,920, limit sell. Oh, okay. I can do that. But how do I do, like, a stop loss? $21,880.
Order filled.
What the heck? I hit limit. Oh, because it's a... Oh, man. Yeah, that's terrible. I tried grabbing the order and pulling it down, but it didn't do anything. Anyways, I got locked out of the account because that's one trade for the day, so. So if I grab it and pull it down, it will allow me to put a stop loss. But in theory, guys, this should go up to data highs and equal highs. I'd love to see that, but we'll see. Guys, I haven't seen the market this subdued in a very long time, it feels like. How do I, isn't there a way on Top Step to use a practice account? Alright guys, so we're trading into the 1 minute gap again. If this closes below, you know to exit the trade, obviously. Wow, guys, this is so painful. So again, guys, I told you I took this with 1 micro. 1 micro. Do you know how small that is? That was a $7 loss, and I sold it immediately. So I lost like $3, right? Because I was trying to do that limit order thing on Top Step, so it basically kicked me out of the trade. So I lost far less than what whoever else took this lost. Pre-market was more or less the same, really slow and no great spikes. So Simon, what caused you to have more free time now that you're able to join streams? Do you have a break from work or? My goodness, guys, let's see this market just do something. My goodness. Oh, I wanted to see the tilt again. Only 52% of people are long. Excuse me. Woo! Oh my goodness. Okay, so again, guys, if this closes below, you should stop out your trade. And there's the close below. If you're in a long right now, especially if you did it with size, I would leave the trade right now. It's not worth it. Maybe if you really want to, you can move your stop a little bit below this wick right here, and just in case we get a reversal back up from here, but definitely not a good sign there. Ugh. Got it, Simon. Got it. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, so you guys can see that that was a losing trade. We inversed on the 1 minute on this candle. Technically, actually, it wasn't a losing trade. Sorry, guys, I wasn't focusing. But when this internal high hit, you should have moved your stop to break even. So you would have gotten stopped out on this candle right here for break even. That was not a loss, technically. But I'm telling you guys right now, when this type of thing happens in the AM session where we're literally barcoding like this, typically we get a big manipulation move one direction or the other, and then we get a nice PM session. So we'll see what happens. Might just be staring at the charts. This is the downside of trading, guys. You know how many people probably lost a ton of money or blown accounts in this price action? Trying to predict things, trying to predict the data highs, trying to predict sell side liquidity or data lows. These are the days where people lose their accounts because they get so frustrated trying to take trades, they lose. Then they take another trade, then they take another trade. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of the market, guys. TLT, I mean, Enphase is doing something pretty wild right now. Selling off like crazy. I have sold puts on this company, and so I am quite negative on Enphase. Is anything doing well today? Riot is up 2%. How is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin back at 104. Interesting. How's Netflix doing after that big pump? Okay, pretty much holding its whole area. I really am liking Win more and more, guys. I told you guys this earlier in the stream, but you can see we have this crazy trend line forming here. And it's been forming since 2014. When this thing breaks out, I think it's going to be a very big move. We're trading into a 3-month fair value gap. You can see it right here. I think this is where big money is accumulating. We're also declining on low volume. So I would not be surprised to see the market move higher. Oh my god, look at this, guys. We came back close below the 1 minute. I told you guys if you want, you can move your stop below this wick, and now it's pushing, so would not be surprised if the data highs hit now. I'm telling you, they're catching on to inverse fair value gaps. You see how they closed it right below, and then the market moved higher. It moved below this low by a tick, then it went higher. I can't tell you how many times I've taken this type of trade and lost on it, and then it goes in your direction. Disney looking interesting. Tesla and its consolidation after a distribution range. We'll see. I think this is going to push much higher eventually, but for now we're chopping around. Do 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 do. Oh. I wonder if anyone's developed schizophrenia looking at the stock market, looking at charts all day. You guys think so? You think that's possible? This is like schizophrenia price action right here. I think from now on, I'm going to label this just schizo price action. So I would not be surprised now, guys. We swept some buy side and we are dumping. This would probably deliver us down to here. But again, there's obvious highs here. Is this going to be what's going to deliver us down? Maybe, probably not. I don't know. Okay, so there was a 1 minute close there. Let me look at the 2. Yeah, nothing on the 2. In theory, this could be a delivery down to sell side. We swept 2 sets of buy side, but not A plus to me. I'll be right back, guys. I'm just going to go to the bathroom. And then let's see what we get. Wow, looks like a lot happened while I was gone, huh? Oh, come on, market. Let's just get moving. Come on, Ming. Do 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 do. Wow, I'm kind of hungry. $57 long, 43% short right now. All right, so if this 1 minute closes above, guys, we should probably go to the data highs and equal highs. Again, is it A plus? No, but wouldn't be surprised. If we need to see it close above, and we did not get it, so. Wow, MMM is doing well. All right, I'm gonna post on X. Imagine trading this garbage. This is the most boring stream I've had all year, by far. All right, let's see what happens here. They're probably not going to give anyone an entry, and it's just going to go up to the data highs. Oops. Oh. All right, guys, watch for these data highs now and equal highs. And there's a touch of the equal highs. Imagine if they reject it without sweeping through data highs too. All right, there it is. Finally, we were able to touch through both of those. Now maybe we get something. So I'm looking for one of two things. If we can get a really nice setup from here, where's the path tool? If we can trade into this hourly and get some kind of an inverse, I think that'll be pretty good. Back to London low. If we just blast through it, then maybe we get it somewhere near the equal highs. But I would love to see it happen somewhere in here. Wow, thank goodness we finally got a move out of the range. All right, so we're now trading into the hourly gap. Let's see what happens in here. If we go to the... Okay, so we are pushing past this new week opening gap. Very interesting. So far, we've gotten one tick into this hourly fair value gap. So if we somehow, guys, get a 3-minute short from here, if this 3-minute holds up here, let me see when this candle closes, 10:39. Oh, we got 3 minutes left. So let's see if we end up holding a fair value gap here. But you see how wild this is? So we did have a 1-minute inverse that I tried here with 1 micro. I did get stopped out up here because of my top step X. I showed you guys that live. And then we came down. Look at this. So look at how the market manipulates. Okay, if you believe there's buying and selling pressure, I'm telling you there's not. So this was the entry on the trade. Yes, you got stopped. Your stop to break even would have been here. We came up, and then we closed right below it, and then we moved on the next candle 1 tick below the low, and then continued higher. Then anyone that took this candle long, they moved the market down to stop everybody out below this low, and then the real move began to the upside. So this is what I'm talking about when I say that there's algorithms in the market that manipulate people out of trades. This price action right here is that. Now, obviously, I said we're going to trade into this hourly gap if this pushes higher from the data high, and you can see that now we're in it. So now from here, I'm looking for hopefully a 3-minute inverse to the downside. After sweeping some equal highs, we have Trump talking again at 11. So who knows what will happen once he starts speaking. But yeah, I'm guessing that something big is going to happen around this 11 o'clock mark, which is in 30 minutes. But I'm really expecting a potential reversal somewhere in here. Now, this hourly candle is going to be important, right? If we inverse this hourly, then we're probably going to go up to this internal high right here, right next to midnight. So I'm going to label this as buy side. Whoops, buy side liquidity. So if we inverse this hourly, pay attention to this internal high because that's very likely where the market's going to go if the hourly inverses. Now that happens again in 20 minutes, right? It's 7:40, so 20 minutes from now. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But I do think that these equal highs will probably hit next now. I had to guess. %69% of people are long ES and NQ now. So notice how we are trading and rejecting from the top of the hourly gap. So this is not bad. I wouldn't mind seeing a rejection from here. And then if we ended up getting the short, oops, I would enter somewhere here. Stop would be a 3-minute close back above the fair value gap. And I would hold all the way down to the volume imbalance personally. That's what I would be looking for. So this is what I'm looking for in the markets here, guys. Something here. And this would be my one trade of the day on a cash account, and that would be it. If this happens right next to 11 o'clock, guys, I'm not going to take it because if Trump starts talking, who knows what's going to happen. But if it happens like in the next 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, I think it's pretty worth a shot. Is there a nice 1 minute short happening here? Eh. I'd rather see another leg of price sweep this high before taking a short if I was to do it on the 1 minute candle. This is such a tough call, guys, because we have two sets of equal highs here. We have London above us, and those are actually equal highs too, aren't they? No, but close. I mean, it looks pretty good still, but like... If we somehow get a sweep of this buy side right here, guys, and then we get the dump down, so let's say we go like from right here, right? We're bouncing bullishly out of the 3 minute gap. If we're able to come up and sweep this one more time and then get an inverse, I'll try that. But like, I'd want to see this high get swept by just a tick, give or take. Oh, also, guys, if you're in the stream, make sure you you hit the like button. Helps a lot. Thank you very much. Okay, so look again how we... Whoa. How we are inversing the hourly here. So think about this, guys. A lot of people that are looking to long to these equal highs are basically looking for this fair value gap to be the 3 minute that pushes us higher. Now, how many people are looking at the hourly time frame? Probably not that many. I mean, some will, obviously, but... not a lot of people are looking at it. Okay, so I want you guys to rate this. Anyone who's watching this stream that trades IFEGs, what do you think about this setup? Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. If we get a 3 minute close below. And tell me why you would or wouldn't take this depending on this high right here. If it gets swept first. If it gets swept first, what is the rating? And if it doesn't get swept, what is the rating? Somebody's got to tell me. Trump speaks in 15 minutes, guys, so I think the market will start to get volatile around then. Guys, there's 10 people in here and nobody knows. No one has an opinion on how good this short setup is. Come on. Somebody's got to have some thought process in their brains. Negative's just here eating popcorn. Hey, bro, listen. At least you're honest. Anybody else have an opinion? Or are you all just like NPC brains that just watch the screen and have no thoughts of your own. So negative thinks it looks very bullish. That's fair enough. Pepe it up says so if it rises above the last high, your trade wouldn't be viable. No, so it would be even more viable. So the best IFEG setups come after, first of all, a liquidity sweep, which we don't have. We are trading into an hourly PD array. We did sweep this high, which is good. But if we get a secondary sweep and it's just by a tick and then we get the dump, it becomes more viable because everybody who was short the market already that tried to front run this gets stopped out one more time, and then the real move down begins. But so far there has been no sweep of the high, so we'll see what happens. Okay, at least you guys are contributing. I think what I'm gonna do next time I ask what what the rating is. Let's say there's 10 people in here and only 3 people answer. Then there's going to be a 30% chance of me executing the stream, executing the trade live. If 7 people answer, there'll be a 70% chance that I execute the trade live, and if not, then I'm basically going to flip a coin. And if it comes back 50%, then I'm not going to take a trade on the screen. So it'll be a punishment for people who don't participate. Because I want you guys to learn here. I don't want you guys to just watch and eat popcorn, even though that's fun. You're not going to get anywhere with trading if you're not putting your neck on the line and trying to learn and make assumptions and take guesses. So now that this high has been swept, I give this a much higher probability of working. If these equal highs get swept, it'll be even better. Because guys, you want to see liquidity get swept, right? There's this liquidity right here. This wick is liquidity in the market. So everybody that's short, a lot of people have their stop above this high. Then once the algorithm drives price above it, the market is likely to reject. But right now, this is the most important thing in the market. This hourly fair value gap. If this closes above, all bearish bias for me will be negated until this high gets hit. You guys have to just understand, when the algorithms move price, if they close above a bearish PD array, the close is going to signify that the market will move up to the next high. If it rejects it, then we should go back down to the next low. I read a lot about using leverage for upping your gains, but at what point would you say it's an option to use 2x leverage on your trade? Guys, if you cannot prove to yourself that you're consistently profitable for a year, I wouldn't even suggest using leverage at all. However, I will tell you guys this, trading futures markets, you're using leverage no matter what. Like, why even consider, I don't know what you're trading, but why even consider using leverage if you can't even prove you're profitable without leverage? I would say 3 to 6 months of profitability at minimum before you even consider trying to trade whatever you're trading with leverage. But I will tell you guys that futures markets do use leverage, right? The account that you're using, you'll be able to make far more than you should be because you're trading with borrowed money. Basically, the contracts are like you're gaining control of a lot more than just the amount that you're trading with. Okay, guys, so now that this got swept, if we get a 3-minute inverse, this will be my attempt at a short today, and that will be my only trade. But it's already, yeah, so if this happens right now, guys, I'm not going to take it because we have Trump speaking in 10 minutes. So once he starts talking, everything goes out the window, in my opinion. Also, one thing I want to know, if you're a signal bot, like if you're just looking for signals, type 1. If you're looking to learn, type 2. I want to know who's here literally just to take a call out and who's here to actually learn. Zach 2, Sean 2, nice. -3. Yeah, he's -3 is just trying to get fat with popcorn. So yeah, if you guys are trying to get fat with popcorn, type 3. All right, good. I'm good to see 2s. So not only algorithms direct the data, but politics are a catalyst for the chart. That is a tough question. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. Not just politics, but if you go onto this website, book this on your charts. On your notes, forexfactory.com. Go to the filter button, and you should only filter for red folder news, but I just filter everything. Make sure you're on USD because we are trading the USD markets. Look at the calendar today, okay? We have 2 big movement events. Unemployment claims sometimes moves the market today. It wasn't so volatile. But you can see that Trump is speaking today on the economic calendar. So this red folder news will drive the markets. I think that the markets will still do what they're programmed to do. I don't think that Trump will be the reason that the markets move, but the algorithms use Trump as an excuse to drive the market where it needs to go. Simon, I'm driving. Does that make sense, guys? So I'm not saying that what Trump will say will move the market higher or lower. I think that the market is predetermined. Like intraday, I think the markets are going to move where they're going to move regardless of what happens, unless some crazy black swan event happens. But I think the algorithms will move where they will regardless of what Trump says, most likely. And they use that Trump speaker as the excuse to make the market volatile. I hope that makes sense. Also, I think the algorithms do take into account how many people are long and how many people are short. And they make the determinations based on that as well. So I think it's a combination of preset outcomes and liquidity in the markets. Sean says, ES broke trend up. I'm in longs. Don't think that's very smart. Also, guys, ES is about to touch the top of a new week opening gap. Very, very risky to be longing here, in my opinion. Explain that gap, please. What gap, Sean? Okay, guys, so I use fair value gaps personally. That's what I believe the market runs on, liquidity and fair value gaps. So if we are bullish in theory, right, this 3-minute fair value gap is the bullish PD array, the bullish fair value gap. So if we are bullish, the market should trade into this and then go higher, correct? But the opposite will happen if we close below it on the 3-minute chart. Then everybody who is long in this fair value gap, the algorithms will be looking to stop them out. Where is their stop out? Most likely at this low right here, this low right here, this low, London low. So basically the idea is that if the market is bullish, we should bounce out of here. But if we close below it with a body, that is my signal to enter short. Stop loss would be a 3-minute close back above the fair value gap with a body. I don't care about wicks. I care about the body of the candles. And then that's my signal to enter the short. You said a unique opening gap. I did not ever use the word opening gap. Maybe like earlier in the stream, the first I didn't say opening gap though. I said new week opening gap. New week opening gap. Okay, guys. So new week opening gap is what you see in orange here on my charts. You'll see it on NQ as well. The orange boxes are new week opening gaps. If you want the indicator on TradingView, type this in on your indicator section. New week opening gap / new day by Kryptonite. I use the previous 20. But pretty much what this is the gap that forms in the market at the close on Friday to the open on Sunday. So like, let me see if I can find you guys a good example of this. So right here, I know it's a little bit hard to see and it's not perfect. It just depends on the chart you're using. But on Friday's close at 1600 to market open on Sunday, we had this gap that formed in the market. I know you can't see it here, but on the lower time frames, you'll be able to. And that gap is a magnet for price. So it often is used as support and resistance in the market. Not always, but a lot of the times it is. So the fact that we're in one on ES and we're very close to the top of it, it's possible that we will reject from the high of it. So it's very dangerous to be longing at the tops of new week opening gaps. It's better to be shorting at the top of new week opening gaps, looking for a setup, obviously. Or it's better to be longing at the bottom. So like, look at this setup we had on Monday the 20th. We came down to the bottom of this new week opening gap and the top of this one. And there was a big long setup that formed after that. Look here, we came down to the low of the new week opening gap and we had a huge pump. Same here, we had an SMT in these two new week opening gaps on ES and we pushed higher from those lows. So it's also feasible that we could reject from these new week opening gaps too. So that is the new week opening gap. Hope you guys learned something from that. It is a gem. It's one of the best PDRAs that I use in the markets. Yeah. Of course, Sean. See, little things like that. If you guys can learn little things like that, it makes me happy that I was able to basically give you another like set of confluence to help you with your trades. Because little things like that will basically they help you make a decision. So instead of Sean looking at the market earlier and saying, oh, I'm just going to long this because we broke out of whatever trend he was seeing, what he doesn't realize is that the markets oftentimes are looking for retail traders to see that, and they become liquidity in the markets, and then they dump the markets. Now, I'm not saying that'll happen this time. It's just it gives you more confidence in when is the best time to enter your position. And when is it good to look for shorts? Like on ES, I would be looking for an inverse fair value gap set up to the downside here. If I get it. If not, I mean, fine. Right? I need what's the word I'm looking for? I need confirmation of a trade. And right now I'm not getting confirmation of anything. But so far, if I can see that ES rejects, let's say we have an SMT at the highs with ES and NQ, and we come back and close below this, that will be my signal to go short. But we'll see. We got 1 minute until Trump starts speaking, guys. 11 o'clock, right? Let's just make sure. I'm going to go to my Discord quick. So I post the economic calendar every week, guys, in my Discord. So at 11 a.m. Why did this not show? Oh, because this is new. Sorry, I didn't even see this. It got updated. That's why I didn't see it. But Trump speaking at 11. And we also have crude oil inventories at 11 o'clock. Right? Trump speaks and crude oil inventory. So let's see if the market picks up here. Do 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 do. Negative. You only trade futures, not any NASDAQ names? No, not trades. Well, I do swing trade. So one more thing I'll show you guys in the Discord. There's a lot of different things in my Discord, but my stock add section is all of my long-term positions. So anything I add to my portfolio. If you guys didn't know, I added Tesla between 180 and 200. So obviously that's up like crazy. Occidental Petroleum, Nike, Enphase, all my long-term ads are here. Option selling is another way I make a lot of income monthly. So I post all my option selling plays here. Swing trades is what I trade normal names. So there's a few swing trades I'm looking at right now, but those are the trades that I use that I do with normal tickers like Tesla or Win or Occidental Petroleum or ASML or AMD or Boeing or whatever it is I'm trading. Those are typically like 1 to 3 month holds, just depending. And yeah, so that's what you'll see as far as actual stocks. But when I talk about day trading, I post my live alerts of day trading in this section, the live alerts section of the Discord. And then also live streaming is just NQ. NQ and ES futures. Okay, so here's at the 11 o'clock candle. We can see that the Trump speaker is driving the market higher here. Trump speaking, sorry. And interestingly enough, guys, so unfortunately, if you look at this hourly candle, I was waiting for this candle to close. We never closed above the hourly gap, so I am not confident that this buy side is coming today. So this gives me even more confirmation that potentially the shorts will work. So you guys can see how we missed the equal highs by just a tick here, and we are rejecting. I actually like that. That tells me that if this 3-minute inverses, this will be a pretty decent setup. So we'll see if we get it. How do you see yourself in the next 5 years? That is a good question. Probably doing the same thing that I'm doing now. I mean, obviously growing the amount that I'm trading with and increasing the amount of people that I'm helping learn the markets. I'm obviously new to YouTube and all that stuff. But I want to grow my real estate portfolio. I work with investors. So I have a marketing company that finds fixer-upper homes, and we flip them, me and an investor partner in Los Angeles. So I want to increase that. I want to buy more rental properties, and I want to build my portfolios. Yeah, that's my goal for the long term. What do you guys do? For those of you who aren't full-time traders, what do you guys do right now? Or are you guys too young to even have jobs? Some of you, there's a lot of people in this stream that are young, but there's been people in here that are in their late 40s, late 50s I've talked to that don't trade full-time but use it as a side income. Sean's an engineer for the FAA. Nice, bro. So yeah, I definitely say for you guys you guys have high income jobs or you have a very good skill set that's not related to trading, use that to fund your long-term portfolios and yeah, take that income, buy rental properties. Or if you don't like rental properties, you can just invest in the companies that you love and get paid dividends, sell options against your stocks. But an engineer for the FAA is really cool. I like that. So I would have loved to see a really nice 1-minute inverse here, but there's nothing, obviously. I would not be surprised if the market reverses to the downside here. Would not be surprised if they use Trump to dump the markets. Oh, nice, Ryan. Yeah, 100%, bro. I don't do any properties in Arizona yet, but maybe we'll expand. I am probably going to be moving to Austin, Texas. I'm going there in March to check out some properties. I haven't decided if I want to buy yet or if I want to rent for a time being and then decide from there. But yeah, we can definitely talk, Ryan, if I ever expand to Arizona for sure. Also, Ryan, if you ever come across like a heavy fixer-upper direct to the owner, obviously, and they want to sell it for cash, I mean, I would definitely be, if the deal is good enough, we'll buy in that market too. Okay, so pretty good dump happening here. And then obviously, Ryan, we can work with you, either pay you a flat fee for finding the deal, or we can have you, and we can also offer you like a double commission. We can let you list the property when we sell it. There's so many different things we could figure out, but I'd love to work with you. Okay, guys, look at this. So surprising. It's just so coincidental. 100%, Ryan. I'd love to work with you if you have anything that, any deals you can come across. You can add me on Discord if you want, and we can talk there, or just add me on X. The link, by the way, guys, it should be at the top. I pinned it to my social media stuff. And yeah, we can discuss for sure. Also, look at this, guys. We're in a macro time. Coincidentally, a macro time, Trump is speaking, and now the volatility starts to kick in. It's all coincidence, right? Okay. So I'm going to watch for a 3-minute close below here. I will be honest, I did see this 5. What will be more efficient is probably waiting for the 5-minute close. But I could definitely see the market dumping here. Yeah, this is a tough call, guys, because you can see here we also have a 10-minute gap. We have a 15-minute gap. So really, guys, if you want to be extra safe here, probably best to wait for this 15-minute gap. It's the last. Oh, and there's a 30-minute gap too. Yeah, I don't know. Looking at this more, it's just not as great. If the 3-minute gap was higher up, like the fact that we're trading all the way to discount of this range and we have a 15-minute gap and a 10-minute, there's a lot more scenarios that could play out here. So I don't know if I really want to short this. Like always, guys, when you're looking to short a market, especially when there's potential bullishness, you have to be really careful with which IFEGs you trade. So the fact that I'm seeing a 15-minute now and a 30-minute, which I didn't see before, tells me that we could, like, let's say the 3-minute ends up closing below the fair value gap, and then we trade into this, and then we pump from it. It's too. There's too many what ifs. Negative, you think that Trump's going to pump Tesla? I don't know if it's Trump directly, but yeah, indirectly, if he's able to allow all of Elon's necessary policies to get passed or whatever he needs to get passed for full self-driving, if they're more lenient, I think that Trump will definitely be a positive push for Tesla, for sure. I mean, and look at it already. If you guys look at Tesla on the daily chart, I mean, look what happened during the presidency. When they announced that Trump was being elected, we had a massive pump on Tesla. we distributed and now we are consolidating before maybe a manipulation down and then distribution higher. I think that Tesla's probably going to go up to 600 relatively soon, bearing that there's no black swan event or economic event. Wow, look at this dump, guys. Oh, this looks really good for shorts, I'm not going to lie, but have to see what happens with the 15-minute and the 30-minute. Okay, so now the 30-minute fair value gap is gone, so that's good. The 50-minute is not gone yet. And it closes at 11:15, so we got 3 minutes. So if the 50-minute can close below here, I think this is going to be a great opportunity to short. Wow. So watch what happens in the next 3 minutes, guys. That's going to depend on what I think is going to happen. I think all this will get swept if the 15-minute can close below this fair value gap. Let me get rid of the new week opening gap so you guys can see it better. And I'll delete this here. Right, this is the 15-minute gap. So this is the bullish PD array right now that's holding up price. So if we can close below this, that will be a very good signal that the market is going to collapse. Okay, 2 minutes left. By the way, Sean, did you close out your longs yet? Or are you still in a long position? Good, Sean. Did you get stopped out or did you close it for break even? Okay, guys, pretty much 1 minute left. Let's see what happens on this 15-minute candle. I would have loved to see, again, a 1 minute short. Look at this volatility, guys, now that Trump is talking. Okay, so looks like there's not going to be a close below the 15-minute gap. You can see right now we're acting bullishly out of the gap. So what's probably going to happen here is the equal highs will get hit. Okay, so you guys can see that the 15-minute candle, this is inducement short, and now we are pushing higher. The equal highs will likely get hit now. And then maybe we go up to here as well. But again, you'd have to wait for the hourly to close above to decide whether or not this is going to close above. So, I mean, whether or not we're going to go up. So, too many what ifs today. So far, no confirmation of anything. Negative says bear trap. Could be. Could also be a bull trap. I still think if we get a close below this on the 15-minute chart, I will not be surprised to see a dump. But what I'd love to see, guys, is a sweep of these equal highs and then a dump. Then a short setup. But this is so... You can't trade this. I'm telling you guys right now. I mean, I told you guys, I rarely take more than one trade a day. And I didn't want to trade anything in this nonsense. And now that this is happening, there's been no setup that is good. Zero. Sean said I made 200. Guys. I would say congrats, Sean. But there's no setup to take anything. Like, I would not be surprised now with this 1 minute inverse if we go all the way down to these lows again. Watch what happens when this 1 minute closes. Exactly. This is a touch grass day. But watch now that we've got this 1 minute close. Look that this low will probably hit now. I don't take this because, again, we didn't sweep the equal highs. We came close, but we didn't sweep them. But a lot of people got induced short, and they got stopped out. Then they got induced long. Now they're probably going to get stopped out to the downside here. Probably. Again, this is not an A+ setup, so I'm just assuming here. I'm making an assumption. %68 of people are long right now. So what I think is probably going to happen here, realistically, this is a 1 minute order block, and that will come down and take this low. Is there a setup? No. This is a 1 minute short. Yes, it's an IFEG. However, we didn't sweep obvious buy side. We didn't sweep the equal highs. So there's no way I would ever take that. Whew, man. I wonder if anyone else, any other IFEG traders that I know, if anyone else took any longs. So we have 10 minutes until this candle closes on the 15. If the body closes below this 15, guys, I think we're going all the way down to London low. But you can see here now a 1 minute order block has formed. We closed below it with this candle. If you really wanted to try a short, here is not a bad place. However, I'm not going to. It's not a plus. But I would not be surprised again, guys, if this low gets swept, and then maybe if we dump all the way down to here. I would not be surprised. But I would have to wait for confirmation on the 15-minute chart to see a close below this fair value gap to even consider that. But if you guys want to try something, you are welcome to try using this order block as your stop loss on the trade. Maybe put your stop above the order block high or a tick above this high to trade into this 1 minute gap. In case we come up, trade into it and then go down. But I think this will probably still dump down to this low. Probably. But not an excuse for me to enter the trade. Pepe it up. What broker are you using for trades? So my prop firms, I told you guys, are Apex, Funded Trading, or Funded Trade, or whatever you call it. My Funded Futures, and then now I have Top Step. Those are for my prop firms. For my cash accounts, I use TradeStation. I mean, at Trade of 8. Okay, so watch what happens in this little 1 minute fair value gap here. Looks like we're rejecting from the 1. If we end up closing above this, I think the equal highs are coming. So watch the body of this candle, see what happens. So do you guys see how most of the time, even if I predict or I'm assuming where price is going to go, I never click the button because a lot of the time nobody knows what the market's going to do. Okay, obviously nobody knows for sure at any point, but there are times when the certainty is so high that it's more risky not to take anything. Like that's how I feel sometimes, and that means like there has to be like an alarm bell going out off in my head that this is going to happen in the market. I'm so confident of it. And right now there's none of that. So that is why I'm not clicking buttons. Eventually you condition yourself to the point where it's either so obvious that something's going to happen or you're unsure. And the only time you click the button is when you have those alarm bells that it's so obvious. And right now there are so many scenarios that could play out here. We could reject from this 1 minute. We could come down, take sell side, then go up to equal highs. We can come to the equal highs, then reject. We can come into these equal highs and reject. There's too many what ifs here. So instead of clicking a button, I wait for the market to present itself, do what it was supposed to do, and then I'll look for a setup after the liquidity is swept. That is when the best moves happen, guys. Okay, so we got 5 minutes until the 15-minute candle close. If this closes below the body, I will look for a 1 minute short down to all this area right here. Go take a nap. Yeah, I'm yawning. It's like, first of all, I woke up at 5 today to wake up for unemployment claims, and the unemployment claims candle was garbage, and we had to sit at 5 through now. So 3 hours of sitting through this bull. And then, yeah. It's one of those days. So if this 1 minute candle closes above, we should look for these equal highs to get hit. I don't know if you guys know, there's a few really good IFAG traders out there. But one of them, his name is Dodgy's DD. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. But I saw him post on X that yesterday during the Asia session was the first trade he's taken the whole of 2025. The first real trade he's taken. Like, that's how shitty some of the PA has been. Now, I mean, I've taken a lot more trades than that, and obviously you guys have seen me be profitable on screen. But I think he had a lot of opportunities, but even him, he's taken apparently one real trade in 2025. That's wild. So this 1 minute closed above, guys. In theory, this should drive us to the equal highs. Now, am I taking this? No, it's not A+, but it's still something to note. Yeah, guys, this has been an extremely difficult day. Extremely difficult. But what ends up happening sometimes, guys, is you sit for hours and then something happens that just like light bulbs go off in your head and you take a trade. But until then, I sit and I watch. Yeah, I'm also not feeling too well. I don't know. I feel like crap right now. I think I might be getting sick. I haven't gotten sick in a long time. Probably like 3 years. Alright, guys. There's the equal highs. Not going long there if it breaks? Absolutely not. Negative. Why would I take... what would be any reason for me to take a long at high of day after equal highs were swept? Like, what in my right mind would ever cause me to take that trade? Somebody enlighten me. I'm not a retail trader, guys. I don't trade breakouts. Will they work sometimes? Yes. Do they all work most of the time? No. Oh. Wow. I feel like ass right now. So, guys, this hourly fair value gap looks like it's probably going to get closed above. We have 30 minutes left, so you can't take anything. But let's say we hold up here and the hourly closes above. Then I will look for a long setup up to buy side and these equal highs. But until then, guys, I have to sit. So I think I'm going to get off the charts. I don't feel very good right now. And yeah, I wish you guys the best. If I see anything, I will call it in the Discord. But again, I'm not taking anything until something A+ presents itself. So I will see you guys later. I appreciate the good wishes, and yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if these equal highs and buy side hit now. Also, pay attention to midnight, by the way, guys. Before I go, midnight opening price, we could reject from there too. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.